All right, so I was just thinking as I'm doing this, and I know what comes up in a lot of people's heads, or at least I think it does, is especially those who have followed me, they're probably thinking, I definitely don't have the same fibromyalgia he has. I don't have the same Lyme disease. Chronic fatigue syndrome, we don't know what that is. I'm diagnosed with it by the Mayo and a couple other places. Some will call total bullshit. Well, guess what? All I know is where I was and where I've been the majority of this journey, and when I've been sick has been sedentary with very little movement and not a lot of exercise. But exercising when I can. And I admit some people's exercise is their art, is their writing. For me, I had to learn to play music. That was something. But I'm gonna have my doctor on here and a couple past doctors, and they're gonna validate and talk about my lab results, my scans, everything that is on par with those of their patients who are having the same conditions but have a different manifestation in the sense of how it affects them based on the levels of inflammation in their body, based on the ability to get out and move or force themselves to. So I'm not trying to say that I'm this special thing or anything. I'm just saying that this doesn't come easy, and I'm not doing this lightly. I'm doing this exercise now because I can feel that my body can handle it. I've been wrong in the past. Even today, I'm cutting it short because it feels really good. I don't even feel the PEM, post-exertional malaise. That is the number one thing that we cope with, a lot of us. It's a motherfucker. And it means if you exert energy, you're gonna pay a price. And I've had some experiences even in this slight remission of that. When I went kayaking, I paid a price, but the price was far less than the price it's been in the past. So it's getting less expensive, let's put it that way. And I'm gonna still be learning lessons, but they're not as hard lessons as I was in the past. They're small setbacks. And you know, you gotta take a little risk to get a great reward. And for me, the risk of moving my body, the risk of trying to build it, what it's allowed me is in the moments of a long-term sedentary where I'm on my back, I'm not deconditioned as much as I would be if I didn't do this. But at the same time, who's to say I wouldn't be on my back if I did more sustainable practices? So the bottom line is I'm trying to do a balance. That's what we all are trying to do. Mixing in the sustainable Qigong. That's my go-to, Qigong. Meditation, light yoga, Kundalini yoga, which is still can be very light, but sustaining practices, and then strategically putting in hand balances, push-ups, body weight exercises to build my body in a sustainable way so that I prepare for what has been inevitable setbacks. So you can either believe me or you don't have to. Either I'm just somebody that's faked it for years and now I just decided to work out, or I'm doing what I can when I can. And I think that's what all of us probably with chronic illness are trying to pertain to. Doing what we can when we can. So that's individualistic. That's what we say we can do. For me, that's always been in the physical realm greater than it's been in the cognitive realm. I look in great admiration and confusion the same way that people look at my physical stuff, at my friends who are writers, who are bloggers, who are able to cognitively get through the tasks that I can't manage most of the time. Now, as this recovery happens, my brain's firing. It's almost too much for me to even comprehend that it's coming back. And I get emotional about it, and it's amazing. So excuse my passion. I know I can get super passionate, but I know what a lot of you are going through, and I know that this seems impossible at times, and I'm not only putting this out there for those who have chronic illness. I'm putting it out to motivate anyone with fitness, but at the same time, it's really geared for those. What I'm doing today could be you getting out and having a friend help you walk around the block or halfway. And then the next day, try it again. And I know people will fight me on this. It's super controversial, especially in the ME/CFS world. Believe me, I completely empathize and have compassion for those who just can't do it. And I don't want that to be lost in this video. So excuse me if I seem brash in that sense. I'm not. I really, really, really think of you. And there's some dear people I follow that are just, this one guy, he's amazing. He has bedbound version of ME/CFS, and this guy writes prolifically. He just had a book come out, and I think his handle on Twitter is Not the Whiskey, because his name's Jameson. Very clever, and he's a real hero in all of this. And I bet he looks at some of my stuff, and I hope he doesn't, but I bet he's like, that guy and I got nothing in common. I think we have a lot more in common than he thinks. I hope I can get more in common on a fraction of his writing ability, but he inspires me, and a lot of you out there inspire me. So the goal of this is to lift each other up and not tear each other down. So let's support each other, and thank you for watching. Peace, peace.